In the midst of a nation torn apart by civil war, a quiet revolution was taking shape in the remote corners of California. The stunning granite cliffs, ancient sequoias, and rushing waterfalls of Yosemite Valley were tucked away in the wilderness, a place so awe-inspiring it seemed almost unreal. While the country grappled with its identity, a handful of visionary advocates emerged to champion the cause of nature, calling for the preservation of this magnificent land rather than its exploitation. Their passionate pleas made their way east, landing on the desk of a president weighed down by the burdens of war and grief. In 1864, Abraham Lincoln made a pivotal choice that would forever alter the essence of America. By signing the Yosemite Grant, he set the stage for what would evolve into the national park system, safeguarding nature not just for a select few, but for everyone, for all time. This is the tale of how a remote valley, a wartime president, and a daring vision united to forge a legacy of conservation that continues to inspire generations. Chapter 1: The Call of the Wild. Long before Yosemite became the iconic symbol of natural beauty and conservation that we know today, it was a sprawling wilderness, molded by the passage of time and the forces of nature. Majestic granite cliffs tower dramatically above the valley floor, sculpted by ancient glaciers and the relentless flow of rivers. Towering sequoia trees, some of which have stood for thousands of years, silently watched over the meadows and forests, their enormous trunks stretching skyward. For centuries, Native American tribes like the Miwok and Paiute thrived in harmony with this land, hunting, gathering, and honoring the natural cycles that sustained their lives. To most Americans beyond the West, the valley remained a hidden gem. Tales of Yosemite's breathtaking beauty spread slowly, shared through word of mouth and the journals of early explorers. Its wild allure evoked both wonder and caution. This was a place untouched, where nature's power was fierce and unyielding. The call of the wild wasn't just a phrase, it was a challenge for those brave enough to seek understanding or to conquer its vastness. As the 19th century unfolded, Americans began to gaze westward, fueled by curiosity and ambition. Explorers, artists, and settlers ventured closer to Yosemite, captivated by stories of its stunning cliffs, cascading waterfalls, and ancient trees. The valley's magnificence ignited a profound sense of awe and respect in all who beheld it. It was a place that demanded to be acknowledged, a land deserving of protection. The call of Yosemite marked the start of a narrative that would forever alter the nation's perception of its natural wonders. Chapter 2: Discovery and Desire. The discovery of gold in California back in 1848 sparked a huge wave of migration westward, as thousands flocked in search of their fortunes. Among the miners and settlers venturing into these new territories, stories of Yosemite Valley's stunning beauty began to circulate. Explorers and adventurers painted vivid pictures of towering cliffs, thundering waterfalls, and sprawling groves of ancient sequoias that were unlike anything anyone had ever seen. These tales captured the imagination of a nation eager to experience the wonders of the West for themselves. Soon, artists and photographers were on the scene, eager to showcase Yosemite's magnificence to the world. One of the most notable was Carlton Watkins, whose photographs brought the valley's dramatic landscapes to life with incredible clarity. His work was displayed in galleries and showcased in the East, shining a spotlight on Yosemite and drawing the attention of lawmakers, scientists, and the general public. These visual masterpieces played a crucial role in transforming Yosemite from a remote wilderness into a site of national significance. As more people made their way to the valley, the push to exploit its resources grew alongside the desire to preserve its natural beauty. Lumbermen and hunters viewed Yosemite as a treasure trove of wealth, while early tourists were in awe of its pristine splendor. This clash between exploitation and conservation sparked debates that would ultimately shape the future of the land. The discovery of Yosemite ignited not just a thirst for exploration but also a commitment to protect it, laying the groundwork for a historic battle to safeguard one of America's most cherished natural treasures. Chapter 3: Voices for the Valley. As Yosemite's reputation soared, so did the commitment to safeguard it. One of the most fervent advocates was Galen Clark, a rugged mountain man who stumbled upon the Mariposa Grove of giant sequoias. Clark took on the role of the valley's first protector, pouring his heart and soul into preserving its ancient trees and breathtaking beauty. His tales and relentless efforts helped shine a light on Yosemite's extraordinary worth, which went far beyond just its natural resources. Artists and writers were also crucial in this endeavor. Photographers like Carlton Watkins and painters such as Thomas Hill beautifully captured Yosemite's landscapes, infusing them with deep emotion and intricate detail. Their creations reached audiences well beyond California, igniting a national love for the wilderness. The magic of art and storytelling fostered a newfound respect for nature, urging people to view Yosemite as a precious gem that deserved to be cherished. Alongside naturalists and early conservationists, these voices united to form a burgeoning movement. They rallied Congress, imploring lawmakers to shield the valley from logging, mining, and other harmful activities. Their fervor faced doubt and resistance from those who viewed Yosemite merely as land to exploit. Yet, their unwavering resolve sowed the seeds for a fresh vision, one where nature could be preserved for everyone to enjoy, not just a select few who could claim it. Chapter 4: A Nation at War. While the country was engulfed in the turmoil of the Civil War, Yosemite stood as a wild and untouched sanctuary. The nation was fixated on the conflict, with battles erupting and the future of the United States hanging by a thread. Yet, even amidst this chaos, the drive to protect Yosemite didn't wane. Small groups of passionate advocates kept the flame of preservation alive, convinced that the land's breathtaking beauty deserved to be safeguarded for generations to come. Slowly but surely, news of Yosemite's significance made its way to Washington. Conservation supporters reached out to President Abraham Lincoln, urging him to consider designating the valley as protected land. Despite the heavy burden of guiding a nation through its darkest days, Lincoln recognized the importance of such a move. While his primary focus was on preserving the Union, he also understood that safeguarding America's natural treasures was essential for a brighter future. This era of war and uncertainty only made the fight to save Yosemite more extraordinary. It was a shining example of hope and vision, showing that even in times of immense hardship, Americans could unite to protect something pure and lasting. The valley's destiny now lay in the hands of a president known for his wisdom and empathy, someone willing to look beyond the battlefields toward a future of peace and preservation. Chapter 5: Lincoln's Signature. Amid the turmoil of the Civil War, on June 30, 1864, President Abraham Lincoln made a pivotal choice that would forever alter the landscape of American history. With a simple stroke of his pen, he signed the Yosemite Grant Act, a revolutionary piece of legislation that set aside Yosemite Valley and the Mariposa Grove of giant sequoias for public enjoyment and protection. This marked the first time the federal government had dedicated land specifically to safeguard its natural beauty for everyone, rather than for private ownership or profit. Lincoln's signature represented more than just a legal formality, it was a profound declaration of hope and vision during a time of great division. The grant handed over control of Yosemite to the state of California, paving the way for the future establishment of national parks. It acknowledged that some places hold value that transcends mere resources and money. Areas that belong to the public and merit preservation. This courageous move mirrored Lincoln's belief in a united nation with shared treasures. Even as the nation was torn apart by conflict, he recognized that safeguarding the wilderness was essential to maintaining America's identity and legacy. The Yosemite Grant would lay the groundwork for the national park system, a legacy born from leadership, foresight, and a deep reverence for nature. Chapter 6: The People's Land. After President Lincoln made history by signing the Yosemite Grant, California took on the responsibility of caring for Yosemite Valley and the Mariposa Grove. Although it wasn't officially designated as a national park yet, this land was now in the hands of the people. It was meant to be held in trust, safeguarded from exploitation, and preserved for the enjoyment of generations to come. This idea was groundbreaking. For the first time, land was set aside purely for its beauty and the benefit of the public. However, managing Yosemite wasn't without its hurdles. The state had to figure out how to oversee a vast, untamed landscape with limited resources and no prior examples to follow. Early guardians like Galen Clark stepped up, welcoming visitors, protecting the majestic sequoias, and pushing for strict preservation measures. Slowly but surely, tourism began to grow, as adventurous travelers made the challenging trek to see the valley's stunning waterfalls, granite cliffs, and towering trees. This initial foray into conservation pushed the limits of law, responsibility, and vision. Tensions flared between those who wanted to safeguard the land and those who saw it as a resource to exploit. Yet, the commitment to preservation remained steadfast. Yosemite became a symbol, a promise that America's natural treasures could belong to everyone, not just the affluent or influential. The people's land had come to life, and its legacy would resonate far beyond California's borders. Chapter 7, Echoes Through Time. The Yosemite Grant was just the starting point. In the years that followed, the push to safeguard America's natural treasures really picked up steam. One of the most influential figures in this movement was John Muir, a passionate naturalist and writer who found a deep sense of renewal in the expansive wilderness of Yosemite. His profound respect for the valley and relentless efforts to protect it played a crucial role in shaping the burgeoning conservation movement. Muir viewed nature not merely as a resource to exploit, but as a sacred realm deserving of our respect. Muir's writings and activism sparked inspiration in many, including President Theodore Roosevelt. In 1903, Roosevelt made a trip to Yosemite with Muir as his guide. The two men camped under a blanket of stars, surrounded by towering trees and majestic cliffs. Their heartfelt discussions deep in the forest were pivotal in convincing Roosevelt to take more decisive federal action to safeguard wild lands. Just a few years later, he would go on to establish a multitude of national parks, monuments, and wildlife refuges. In 1890, long after Lincoln's grant, Yosemite was designated as a national park. This transformation brought about greater oversight and enhanced protection, connecting Yosemite to an expanding network of parks across the nation. The echoes of Lincoln's original act reverberated through the years, carried forward by Muir's passionate words, Roosevelt's leadership, and the voices of countless others who championed the cause of preservation. Yosemite had evolved into more than just a park. It had become a powerful symbol of America's commitment to honoring and safeguarding the natural world. Chapter 8, A Legacy Preserved. Today, Yosemite is celebrated as one of the true gems of the American landscape, attracting millions of visitors every year. Its towering cliffs, breathtaking waterfalls, and ancient sequoias continue to evoke wonder, just as they did for the early explorers, artists, and visionaries who fought to protect this magnificent place. Trails meander through meadows where deer peacefully graze, and tranquil forests resonate with the sweet sounds of birdsong. The park stands as a living testament to the choice to preserve rather than exploit, to share rather than possess. The principles established by the Yosemite Grant still shape how the United States approaches conservation today. The notion that land could be safeguarded for the benefit of the public ignited the creation of the national park system, a model that has inspired countries across the globe. President Lincoln's courageous act of preservation during a tumultuous time laid the groundwork for a national commitment to protect our natural treasures. Today, rangers, scientists, and volunteers serve as the modern guardians of Yosemite, carrying on the mission that began over a century ago. While challenges like wildfires and climate change persist, the spirit of stewardship remains strong. Yosemite is not just a haven of nature, it's a powerful reminder of what leadership, vision, and courage can accomplish. Its story transcends that of a mere park. It embodies a nation's enduring promise to respect the land and honor the generations that will follow. Yosemite's transformation from a secluded wilderness to a cherished symbol of national pride showcases the incredible impact of vision, bravery, and teamwork. During the tumultuous times of the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln made a quiet yet groundbreaking choice that forever altered how our nation perceives its natural wonders. By signing the Yosemite Grant, he ignited a movement that would pave the way for the establishment of national parks across the United States and spark conservation efforts around the globe. The preservation of Yosemite wasn't the work of a single individual, it was a chorus of voices, artists, explorers, naturalists, and leaders, who recognized the land's beauty and significance. Their legacy endures in every protected trail, every standing tree, and every visitor who gazes in wonder at the valley's majestic cliffs. Yosemite continues to be a place where nature and history intertwine, serving as a powerful reminder that the decisions we make today can lead to a more thoughtful and enduring future.